Good evening, everyone, and welcome to this session of D Talks or Disruptive Literacy Talks. I'm your host, Mashood Bhatt. As we are aware that the Government of India has recently launched the Foundational Literacy and Numeracy Mission with this new Nipun Bharat mission, and the National Education Policy has also put the primary focus on foundational literacy and numeracy achievement in a time-bound mission. And we are seeing that all the state governments now are implementing or are planning to implement this mission in from this year onwards at itself. And if we have to see what the way forward in terms of how we can achieve universal literacy for all our children in the schools, it is important to learn from our past experiences as well, what has worked, what are some improvements that need to be made. And one state, of course, which all of us have always looked as a role model in the area of literacy is the state of Kerala. And in fact, many times we also refer to the Ernakulam district movement, where there was a people's movement for making the whole district literate, and that is one area which we often discuss. So, to speak on how a roadmap can be created to achieve universal literacy for the whole country and what lessons we can learn from Kerala state, we have a very special guest today who is joining us. He is the state project director of Samagra Shiksha in Kerala, Dr. Kutti Krishnan ji. Thank you, sir, very much. Understand you are very busy, but still you have taken out time for this. Thank you for your valuable time in joining us.
Welcome, welcome. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you
Yes,
for
sir.
giving me an opportunity to present the details with regard to Kerala education sector.
Thank you, sir. So, sir, to start the conversation, we would love to understand, sir, with regard to foundational literacy, and with this new Nipun Bharat mission also, which says we will achieve foundational literacy for all children by 26-27. What are some initiatives being planned by the Kerala Education Department with respect to implementation of this literacy mission as per the guidelines of NEP 2020 as well?
Okay. So, thank you for giving this opportunity. You know, Kerala is a small state and comprising only 3.4 crores of population uh, and socially, economically very developed state of our country. And the extensive growth of education has been a major contributing factor to this socio-economic development of the state Kerala. And any assessment of education in Kerala has to take into account its success in achieving number one, as you mentioned, total literacy. Number two, universal enrollment of children in schools. And number three, uh, decline in the number of dropouts. If you look the time series graph of dropouts, and that is declining and the graph is actually approaching zero, exactly zero. And next one is availability of education institutions in the immediate neighborhood of most households in urban and rural areas. So, what RT envisaged, that is within the 1 kilometer radius, a lower primary school should be there. Within 3 kilometers, an upper primary secondary school should be there. And within 5 kilometers, a secondary or higher secondary school should be there. So, in Kerala, availability of education institutions in the immediate neighborhood is ensured. And this actually um, um, materialized in our state because of the historical involvement of various uh, NGOs, various Reliance leaders, various political parties, and the contribution of the ruling governments. The system of school education has to be on the right track in Kerala. If you are considering, school education has to be on the right track, catering to the foundational education needs of the students in accordance with the changing times. So during the era of IT, our education system should be consider that type of involvement, that type of activities. And the General Education Department of Kerala has executed several activities in order to improve the teaching learning process of students in our education system. So the Kerala state has already, I mentioned, the Kerala state has already achieved several milestones with respect to the school education system. And as I mentioned earlier, low dropout rate, insignificant number. Actually, it is zero, 100% retention rate. So if a student enrolled in a primary class, and most of the 100% students are completing the school education. And so if you identify the gross enrollment ratio and net enrollment ratio of our state, it is uh, a very advanced one, unlike the national level. And as per the assessment mechanism of national level, that is National Achievement Survey, and assessment mechanism adopted by the state level assessment, children of government and government aided schools of the state performed very well, and they performed above the national average. They actually, as per the National Achievement Survey, recently conducted National Achievement Survey in 2017, and yearly conducting assessments, state level assessments. Our children are performing very proper way in almost all subjects. And we placed main focus during the last 5 years, especially I'm focusing on the last 5 years activities. So we placed main focus during the last 5 years on total school development for making schools centers of excellence. We say centers of excellence for addressing the quality concerns. And we had done our best to involve the community in true spirit. So this is the one aspect you have to know. There is whatever be the activities, programs implementing in our state, and that on all activities, the involvement of the community is ensured. So it is a people's campaign movement. So we have given sufficient support in all sense to school management committee members and parent teachers association, and like other organizations, to take the leadership role. Actually, they are taking the leadership role with the support of the teachers of the concerned school in maintaining quality in teaching learning process. And one more additional point here I have to mention, all the schools of Kerala state are transferred institutes, and they are governed by the local self-government. So the local self-government, which are very active and powerful because of the decentralized plan. In Kerala, as you know, decentralized plan is properly implemented. And because of this decentralized plan, the local self-government institutions have provided full support to our education interventions and the school level activities. And in the last 5 years, Kerala implemented a high-tech school program. High-tech school program through which more than 45,000 of classrooms in government schools were made high-tech. And they were made high-tech not only with the improved infrastructure facilities, but also with the reformed teaching and learning process to the present day needs. And for that, what we have done, we introduced ICT-enabled learning and teaching and learning process. And so we provided smart classrooms. And as you mentioned, in order to improve the language capacity, in order to improve the numeracy ability, we have implemented several programs. And as part of this project, I am actually the director of the Samagra Shiksha. And as part of this project, we have implemented several programs. I will give detailed aspect if you need later. One is Hello English program. Another is Malayala Tilakam. These two programs were implemented in the school level in order to improve the teaching learning process in English language and in Malayalam language. And another program, Surili Hindi, that is actually a program initiated by the General Education Department with the support of the Samagra Shiksha in order to improve the teaching learning process of the Hindi language, in order to improve the language capacity of children in Hindi. And we have implemented another program we call it as Ganitha Vijayam, success in mathematics, for enhancing quality in the learning of in mathematics subject. So these are some programs initiated by the project and for supporting students and teachers in order to improve the learning outcomes of children in the relevant fields. And another program we have initiated and implemented in the last 4 or 5 years is one state has conducted Ganidolsava. That means a festival of mathematics. And that is actually a three days residential camp for school children. And the program was designed for a group of selected students, actually, but not for all the students. And the program was designed for selected students and students of upper primary classes. And what we are aiming, the objective of this festival, the Ganidolsavam, is the camp provided a variety of experiences to students by addressing mathematics in daily life. And children got the opportunity to identify where we are implementing mathematics, where we are implementing the laws of mathematics and uses of mathematics in various professions and in daily life, in kitchen. In everyday life, we are applying mathematics. Where we are applying mathematics, and that the beauty is actually obtained from the festival of mathematics, and but that is by 3 day residential camp for selected children. And this year also we are aiming for conducting that such programs, but because of the last year and this year, we are facing very crucial days now because of the COVID. So we don't know whether we can implement this program this year or not. But this is a success story of the general education department. And another program that we have implemented for school children, for all school children of primary classes, lower primary class, that is Ullasa Ganitham, that is joyful learning of mathematics. And state has implemented the program Ullasa Ganitham for enhancing joyful learning of mathematics for students of lower primary classes. That is classes from 1 to 3 and 4th standard students are considered while implementing this Ullasa Ganitham program. And the method ensured an easy way of tackling mathematics through commonly known games, and even the snake and ladder game is utilized for getting the knowledge of addition and subtraction, and some geometrical figures are considered, etc., etc. So the method ensured an easy way of tackling mathematics through commonly known games and also by novel TLMS. And the TLMS prepared by our teachers and parents by sitting together through the low cost and easily available materials. So this is also a movement of people's movement. That means we conducted workshops in which in the workshop the parents and teachers are attending, and they are actually preparing TLM through low cost materials and that are easily available. So, and by that, what we have given these TLMs are used for getting a knowledge with regard to mathematics. And another issue with regard to the foundation literacy movement, the state has introduced a program that is called Kunyu Vaina. That is at least this is for the lower primary students. And what we are the objective of this program, Kunyu Vaina, right? That is reading for kids. It is focused on preparing and using appropriate reading cards. So we prepared proper reading cards for children of age 5 to 10, and we and read these reading cards are suitable for lower primary students, as I mentioned, and this is an extension of classroom process, and we to create valuable reading habits. So by giving this Kunyavaina cards, that is reading cards for students, and these reading cards are prepared in Malayalam, that is local language, mother tongue, in English, and in Hindi. So three sets of reading cards are prepared, and these reading cards are given to the primary students in order to improve their language capacity in respective languages in English, Malayalam, and Hindi. So this actually, as you mentioned, the Nipun. So in order to get the output with respect to the program Nipun, these are some activities we have already implemented, and we are implementing these programs even in this COVID period. Most of them are not physically; these programs cannot be implemented. But the thing is that we are make use of the online digital platforms for implementing these programs during the last year and this year up to this year. So these are part of the improving the learning outcomes in mathematics, that is numeracy skill, and the language literacy skill. And so as you mentioned in the welcome speech, we have a historical some movements here. That is total literacy movement. Total literacy movement. That movement, the success because of the whole population of our state involved with that activity. That is, it is a movement by the people. So, or in the Anganwadis, in Vayanashala, that means reading clubs in local school level, and the district level organizations, NGOs, all are involved with the different activities involved with the literacy movement. And because of that, the state achieved the total literacy aspect in with regard to the 100% literacy rate is achieved by the state. So here also we are actually organizing the programs in such a way to improve the children skills in language and numeracy. And during this COVID period, that also in your question, that also is involved, how we have tackled the issue. So during the COVID period, what we have done, different actions we have taken. That is, we provided online classes, we provided worksheets, we provided counseling classes, and some innovative activities we have introduced. So in the last year, in Kerala, as you know, academic year begin from June onwards. So June 1st to March 31st. And in the last year itself, we have the issue of COVID. And so government decided to give classes through online. So online classes, and a very interesting name for the class, the all classes digital classes are known as first bell classes. So online classes are introduced from the very beginning of the academic year, that is from June 1st onwards. Online classes first bell are available for all students of all classes, starting from first standard to 12th standard, the higher secondary level. And how it is possible? Actually, as per Kerala in context, before conducting online classes, government decided to conduct a survey. And how many students are not in a position to access the online classes or digital classes? That is the question before the government, before the our system. And we identified, on the basis of that survey, we identified only about 6% of students do not have digital devices. And 6% of students do not have digital device means approximately 2.5 lakhs of students. Total school children consider 6% means approximately 2.6 lakhs of students. So these 6% students do not have digital devices in order to access online classes. So in the light of this survey result, the government has taken a leadership role with the support of the general public, NGOs, and with the use of the CSR fund. The Department of General Education ensured that 100% students have the access to online classes by providing either mobile phones or laptops or tablets or television, because online classes are available in our television channel. In Kerala, government on television channel is there, that we call it as Kite Victors. So with the support, with the help of the Kite Victors channel, or online classes are broadcasted in the TV channel. So either television or mobile phones, laptops, or the tablet are needed for students to access the online classes. And so that way we have addressed that problem. And the state has already been able to ensure technology friendly environment here. Why? Because as I mentioned, as part of the last 5 years, the government implemented a program, that is public rejuvenation, public education rejuvenation mission, as a campaign mode, with the support of all public. So with the support of the public, government implemented a program that we called as public education. Public means the government and government aided schools, public education rejuvenation program. And as part of that program, more than 45,000 classrooms, so I already mentioned, converting to high-tech classrooms. And another positive aspect is government of Kerala on an education television channel, we call it as Kite Victors. So Kerala, actually this, during the COVID period, we are in a position to provide classes for all children starting from standard 1 to 12, and almost all students, 100% students, are in a position to access the online class. Again, another with regard to equity aspect, we know differently able children are studying in our schools. So in order to address their needs, to address their issues, these usual online classes are not properly fit for them. So what we have done, we have adapted the digital classes for the needs of the various categories, for hearing impaired, for cerebral palsy students, for visually impaired students, etc. And these classes are available in a social media, that is YouTube channel, and with the name of Whiteboard. And all the special educators supporting this CWSN, children with the special needs, developed this adapted learning material. So we Already through the Kite Witness channel, we are broadcasting our television the online classes, and on the basis of this online classes, adapted learning materials are prepared by special educators, and these are available in the YouTube NIMAS whiteboard. And another point I have not here, we have prepared talking tests for visually impaired students. So special talking text for visually impaired students, special and in addition to that, our special educators frequently visited houses of CWS and students during this COVID period and providing all academic and counseling academic support, and they are giving some counseling also to this type of special needed children. And another issue in some area of our state, that is especially in the tribal areas, very remote area, network connection is not available. Network connection or television channel, the DTH or cable, etc., are not available. Are not available. So in that case, or in that situation, what we have done, the volunteers of the Samagra Shiksha project, volunteers means teachers, trainers of the Samagra Shiksha, visited the tribal hamlets. And a tribal in that every tribal hamlets, we provided one local study center, and we call it as Pradeshika Pratibha Kendra or Uri Vidya Kendra. And we instituted Uri Vidya Kendra or Pradeshika Pratibha Kendra in almost all tribal hamlets, or where this network is not available, we instituted this, and where we are addressing our children by maintaining all the protocol, COVID protocol, and education volunteers are supporting their study in that. So these are the some activities we have done during the COVID period. In addition to
Right.
that, one more point, we have in the last 1 year, children are sitting in their home, some mental stress. We can notice some mental stress. We have given counseling, and and again one more thing, we provided some learning materials to their home, and the project we called as lab at home. That is not hi-fi materials. There's some materials prepared by teachers using the low-cost materials and easily available materials. We prepared some lab equipments in order to understand the science aspect, geography aspect, or mathematics aspects. And these products are given to the children of primary classes, and this project we call it as lab at home. So these are some programs we have introduced during the COVID period, and some special programs, that is as I mentioned, Hello English is a program for improving the learning capacity of students in English language. And during the COVID period, we have introduced a subsidy of that project that we call it as Hello World. And Hello World is a teaching learning process, and that is provided digitally, and interactive learning materials that are entertaining and facilitates learning English for primary class students. So this Hello World is continuing now. In addition to that, in every month, we convene the meetings of the PTA, and that's class PTA, for the coordination of learning activities during the pandemic period. And we have organized class PTA and created good rapport among the teachers and parents. So these are the some programs that we have implemented during the COVID period. So before coming to close my last point in the discussion, so we have, in order to improve the learning capacity of children in language, in order to improve the learning outcomes of children in mathematics, already we have implemented several programs like Malayala Tilakam that I mentioned, Hello English, Suriri Hindi, Ganitha Vijayam, Ullasa Ganitham, etc. So, because of this, we are in a position to introduce more activities as part of the Nibun activities of the central government, as part of the national education program. So, we are actually in Kerala state, as I mentioned, we have the first generation problem, that is access. We don't have the problem with regard to access, that is availability of education institutions is ensured, and we don't have the problem of the retention, because most of the children enrolled in the primary classes, they almost 100% will complete the school education. But the problem now we are facing is how to improve the learning outcomes. So that means our focus is actually mainly on quality of education. So several programs we have introduced with respect to the learning of languages, learning of mathematics, learning of science, learning of geography, etc. And we can make the system more vibrant. And as per the National Achievement Survey, last year, National Achievement Survey, our children performed above the national average, and we and most of the states are actually aiming for a better better good learning outcomes, and so Kerala is also doing their job in that direction. So these are the some points I can share with you, and if time permits, I can give elaborate aspect as per your discussion. Thank you.
Yes, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for this wonderful presentation. And you've it's quite remarkable, the historically also, and then the present present situation, how Kerala state has completely transformed the education system for all children. I think I understand that you are running late for a meeting. We of course had lots of questions, but maybe next time, when I think if time permits, uh, I sense that you might. Do you have to leave for the meeting right now?
I have to attend at 7 o'clock. So that means 10
Okay.
minutes before 7. At least
Oh, okay.
6:45 up to 6:45. Okay.
Okay, okay, sir. Sure. So, by 6:45, we'll
Yeah.
definitely let you go. So, sir, it is quite remarkable. I think the first question I had was regarding, you talked about these amazing initiatives of Hello World and Right Talk and Hello English, and the initiatives in Malayalam. So, are these resources available on a digital form as well, or like is it available on the website? Can it be accessed from there?
Actually, we started these programs from 2017-18 academic year onwards. But during the COVID period from last year and this year, what we have done, we transformed all the materials to digital platform. So that is why we call not the Hello English, it is Hello World. You can
Hmm.
access the details of Hello World from the website, Hello World. The students are actually creating some products and they are narrating, and teachers will correct the language, and digital portfolios are prepared, etc., as part of the Hello World. And this Ganidha Vijayam and Ullasa Ganidham, that also actually not the digital, but what we have done, we provided them learning materials, TLMs, to the children at their home. So we provided. That's a very interesting activity that we have undertook in the last year. Because as I mentioned, LSTD, local self-government institutions, are very proactive in the field of every activities, especially in education activities. So with the support of the local government and with the support of the project manpower, we provided these materials, TLMs, in the houses of every children, especially for primary class students.
Hmm. Right, sir. Thank you for sharing that. And we here have some comments also. So one of our earlier speakers on Detox, Mary McCoolberry from USA, is saying that providing these online specialized classes and adapted materials for those with learning differences is fantastic. And this is which we see that that it's Kerala seems to be one step ahead of the rest of the country, because right now the focus the other countries other states are focusing on access and equity, but here in the state it is also about children with CWSN, etc. So it is quite amazing that these initiatives are also being taken here. uh, he,
And
yes,
may I add, this
yes.
materials, that is adapted learning materials of differently able children, are available in the social media, YouTube channel. If you search the YouTube channel, Whiteboard, that's the name of the channel, Whiteboard SSK. You can see a lot of videos starting from class 1 to class 12 are available in the website, that YouTube channel,
Right.
Whiteboard YouTube channel.
Yes, we would encourage everyone to see the Whiteboard YouTube channel as well, and we'll also share it with our audience and social media channels also. Sir, another question which we had was, you mentioned about how all the stakeholders, be it the government, be it community, NGO, corporate, everyone, they got together in the total literacy movement also, and it was a very a people's movement which actually helped take Kerala where it is currently. So, if we have to replicate this people's movement in other states as well in the country, what factors do you think will be required to ensure that such movement can be replicated in other states as well, sir?
See, in other states, in our neighboring states, Karnataka, Tamil Nadu, they are also doing a wonderful job in this direction. The one important aspect we have to consider here, we have to strengthen our local body institutions, local government institutions. Wherever the local government institutions, local self-government institutions are strong and have the power, transferred powers, then we can do this type of activities. Otherwise, it is a sunrise to program, and a sunrise to program, and that will come into the grassroots level. The weakness will, we can reflect the weakness. So in the local bodies, in a panchayat, see, in a panchayat there will be more, about 550 to 100 schools will be there, and all the teachers of that panchayat sit together in panchayat education committee. All the headmasters of those schools sit together in panchayat education committee, and they discuss the strength and weakness of the respective schools. And if a school identified some strength, and that strength is transferred to other schools with the support of the local bodies, and if a weakness is identified, then that weakness is solved by the collective leadership. So actually, every schools of the panchayats prepared the master plan. In that master plan, the strengths will be there, that weakness will be there, and there what are the programs to be implemented during the next 2 years, or 3 years or 4 years, and how to implement the activities with the, and what, from where we'll get the financial support, etc., etc. They will discuss. So in Kerala, in most about 12,000 government and government schools are there. In most of the schools, we prepare the master plan, academic master plan, and academic master plan consisting of the infrastructure facilities and the strength and weakness. So infrastructure facilities, the strength and weakness, and where the children of that particular school stand, what is the academic quality of the children, where they, what are the learning outcomes, and these are discussed in a democratic platform, and that democratic platform is set by the local body leaders, elected leaders, and the teachers also. The in Kerala, very politically strong state, as you know. So most of the teachers and the students organizations are actively participating all these programs. Even though political difference will be there, they will come together and converge in all activities that is benefit for the children and to improve the quality of the education.
Thank you, sir. That's a very important point that at the political will has to be right at the top level also, but at the localized level as well, it is very important, sir. Sir, one final question before we let you
Yeah,
go for the
yeah.
meeting
I am
is
looking my clock.
yes, sir. Sir, don't worry. I have the clock in front of me. So one last question before we let you go, sir. With regard to languages, you mentioned that Kerala has achieved almost full literacy in the mother tongue, and the English and Hindi are also new languages as well. Sir, what is the approach to language in terms of is it something which is kind of optional for children to learn the different languages they have to choose, and what is the approach being taken regarding multilingual education, sir?
In Kerala, English and Malayalam is introduced from the first standard onwards. From the first standard onwards, English texts are available and Malayalam texts. And Hindi from fifth standard onwards. Fifth standard onwards. And there are two options. Either you can go for the Malayalam medium or you can go for the English medium. In most of the schools, there will be two streams. English medium classes will be there and Malayalam medium classes. And we are promoting actually Malayalam medium classes, but locally parents and the children are interested to learn matters in English also. So actually 50-50 ratio in most of the schools classes are there. But some problem we are identifying, because if you study in the mother tongue, then only you can have a good knowledge, a creative knowledge. Otherwise, if you study all the things in a foreign language in an early child, you don't. You should. The creativity of the children will be limited. So actually, we are as a educationist, as a as an administrator, I also prefer for Malayalam medium, but people need both.
Right, sir. Thank you so much, sir, for giving us your valuable time. We thank you once again, and we hope to all those who have tuned into this talk and will be watching this video in the future also that they learn from some of the ideas which Dr. Kuti Krishnan sir has shared with us. On that note, thank you, sir, once again, and
Thank you.
uh,
Welcome.
and we
I'm
hope to
also
connect
very
again.
thankful to you because I have an opportunity to share the good practices that we followed in Kerala in order to improve the quality of education. Thank you for your invitation.
Thank you, sir, and we hope to connect again in the near future, sir. Okay, thank you.